Alright, hello and welcome back to Subnautica. We're gonna be continuing our playthrough today. Alright, we can go ahead and hop right in. Got another good set of streams this week. Hoping to make some good. Today, last stream was big on getting everything crafted and sorted and so forth. So today I think we're gonna be able to make some real progress and getting furthering the plot a little bit and going deeper. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it pick the sea moth up. Okay, so this is something weird with the power. At the end of last stream, I was at my wit's end with the power. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. But one thing I found, okay, it doesn't, maybe? Okay. One thing I found, yeah, so now it's up to 400. Something with the moon pool, it does something with the power. I don't get it. This is, I was, going through and getting some more crafting done off stream just because, okay, we probably will want to go ahead and craft this. This is something I forgot about. Let's go ahead and tag that. We'll craft it eventually. I'll go ahead and take that off. No, I'm gonna take that off because I don't want the UI element there. But yeah. So I got some crafting done. We actually have power now, although as you saw it's a bit finicky. The power extenders, they're kind of hit or miss. But yeah, let's go ahead. As you saw last time, we've got our Cyclops all sorted and ready to go. I don't know. I'm gonna try and sneak the sea moth in here. There we go. Very nice. So yeah, now we can insufficient undocking clearance. Okay, so we have enough to get in, but not to get out. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, very nice. Cool. Yeah, so I think we're going to start making our way. Very nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and get away from the ground so that the Cyclops doesn't yell at us. Let's see here. So I do have to be careful. Our compass is here. I'm so used to looking up for the compass. It's down here. So yeah, we're going to start off by going down deeper into the blood kelp zone in north of the mushroom forest. So that's kind of where we're going to be headed. Yeah, hope you guys have been enjoying the streams. Oh boy. Oh. Apparently we got a bit close to the ground there. Yeah. So I'm hoping we'll be able to make some good progress on the story today. Kind of delve a bit deeper. Yeah. See, this is why I didn't want to build our main base in the safe shallows. It's just navigating through here is a pain. Oh. Okay, we see our health there. Alright, we're going to be taken into dangerous waters, so I do need to keep an eye on our health. Alright, let's turn this way. Let's flip over to the... yeah, okay. So, I'm going to be using this camera quite a bit for the Cyclops just because when navigating these deeper areas, the camera gets kind of weird and you don't get the best vision. So, that is one thing I really appreciate with the the Cyclops' designs, they do have these like external cameras that you can cycle between. Where is this one? This one's like at the very tail, so you could like check behind you, I guess. This one's above you. Yeah. I think the one that's right beneath you is, you know, the most important, especially when you're diving down deeper. But yeah. Hoping we can figure out a bit more and dive a bit more into the plot. Because yeah, the last couple of streams have been mostly like getting ready and so forth. You know, like crafting the Cyclops, making sure that we've got all of our stuff, you know, suited and ready. Alright, let's see. This is a bit more in Dunes territory. There's a warper right there. Hi, warper. Ooh, 2 warpers? Wow. Warper territory, apparently. Alright, so we're headed over to the Blood Kelp zone. I swear, that was probably a tiny fish, and it causes just the most enormous sound. I'm sitting over here like, what was that? Are we being attacked by a Reaper or something? Like, what's going on? No, probably just a tiny fish that got caught up in the propeller. Oh boy. Especially, you know, like, being right near warpers, I'm already tense, so... Alright, let's see here. Man, the lights on the Cyclops are a bit intense. Alright, I think this is our Blood Kelp zone. Also, apologies if you hear any, like, clanks or noises or anything. My apartment is currently doing maintenance on the roof. So you might hear just clattering every now and then. Apologies. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to toggle camera light. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. If I turn on those lights, it does not really help me down here. Yeah. Oh. What are we being... Okay, we're being attacked by that guy. That's alright. The smaller dudes I'm not too worried about. Let's see here. Yeah, he didn't do hardly any damage. It's the Leviathans that I really want to watch out for. As we kind of go down. Oh, there is a crab squid. We do want to keep an eye out for crab squid just because they are quite annoying. Okay, so the light is on, it just doesn't work too well. Which, I mean, this is a pretty deep area, so I suppose that would make sense. Oh, there's a I don't know if we've been to this drop pod already before. I guess so, because it looks like we've already gotten the little data node there. So I guess we've been to this one before. Oh, hi crab squid. He saw us. Hi. It's kind of weird. He's not... Oh. He's not doing his charge attack, really. Hmm. What I might do is, since we brought the sea moth with us, I might park the Cyclops here since I don't know this area too well, and the sea moth is much more maneuverable. I will go ahead and like bring us a fair bit higher just so that we're not. I don't want us. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't really think I've seen the green for the shadow leviathans before. Oh, that's so cool. I was looking over at OBS and I caught sight of it. So for those of you who don't know, let's see if I can find it on this camera. No, I can't see it. That was the second Leviathan of the game, the Shadow Leviathans. That was really cool. I've never seen them with like the green bioluminescence before. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, this depth should be fine. Here, let's turn off the engine.
Engine powering down.
But yeah, that's very, very cool. Because I knew that they exist in this part of the blood kelp zone, and of course we hadn't run into them yet so far in our playthrough. Oh, that's very, very cool. I'm so happy we got to see that. Like, just out of the corner of my eye, I saw the bioluminescence go off. Alright. Oh boy. And now that we're back in the sea moth, it immediately feel like you immediately just feel less secure, just because you don't have like the size of the Cyclops to give you that sense of like at least I am a similar scale to these monsters. But yeah. Oh, that was so cool. Like, for everything, and yeah, like I said, like, we get out of the Cyclops, and immediately I find the area for where I want to go.
Local scans show a nearby opening, leading to a biome with extensive fossilized remains.
Very cool. So yeah, this is the Lost River. This is another one of my favorite biomes in Subnautica, and we see another ghost leviathan up there. And I've gone on and on about this every time we enter. We get to see it in full now. The ghost leviathans are just so cool. I love their design so much. We're not gonna be as bold as we were with the Reapers with the ghost leviathans, because the ghost leviathans are a fair bit more mobile than the Reapers are. Let's see here. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just like right on my tail. But yeah, this is very, very nice. Like, this is the one thing with Subnautica that like I will never stop singing its praises for, is the biome design, because each biome just feels so distinct from one another that when you enter into a new biome, you are like greeted with a sense of like, one, novelty, and then additionally like kind of a sense of awe as you're just kind of exploring this new area that's so different from anything that you've seen before. Alright, this does not feel like the right way because the atmosphere changed. But like, yeah, like even that, like the idea that I could like tell that I was going the wrong direction. Oh, hi Ghosty. Because like the background noise changed tint. Like, it's just very, very fun. Alright, so let's explore down here for a little while. There's a... Here we go. I think this is our passageway that we're trying to go to. There's some resources in this kind of like toxic sulfur-ish. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's a brine river, right? Like that's what it's meant to be. There are some resources in the brine, but the brine is very toxic. So ideally, we would bring the prawn suit down here with the Cyclops. But yeah, here we go. We see a little bit more of the precursors and a skeletal remnant of something. Let's go ahead and get out and scan this real quick. Okay, apparently I'm too close to the thermal vents for its liking. But yeah. Sea Dragon Skeleton. Okay, so this is the third Leviathan in the game. Yeah, so it seems like this is a remnant of a long past time, and it died of head trauma. Weirdly enough, I wonder what it could have been. What could have caused that thing head trauma. But why it was like that and why it died like that. And here we see our very first like underwater precursor building. Of course, because like we've been to the
alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor.
Thank you, PDA. I definitely couldn't tell that on my own. But like, of course, we've been to the mountain base.
Alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads: caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within.
Yeah. Interesting. It is also very cool that like at this point.
In this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within.
Yeah.
Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
Yep. So we learn the mystery of that our sea dragon skeleton from outside. It seems that for whatever reason it was attacking this facility. Go ahead and scan a bunch of stuff. Sea dragon egg. What is this? Some sort of rib cage? Rib cage samples. Okay, cool. We have all of our different rays. Yeah, it's just a very cool area. So, because this is some of our very first like proper interactions with the precursors.
Integrating new PDA data.
So this is the last moments before the facility went down, and saying basically, well, actually, what is this? Immediate specimen destruction protocol initiated. Planetary quarantine protocol initiated. Infected individuals may not leave the planet. So yeah, this is the backstory for why.
Residual biological evidence suggests indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive study.
Yeah, so here we see that the warpers aren't natural inhabitants of this planet. They're bioengineered weapons from indigenous species, but altered to become the servants of these precursors, which is very, very cool. Like the idea that these creatures that have been tormenting us this whole time, they are the remnants of the precursor. I'm gonna run out and grab some more oxygen real quick. because we're getting kind of low, and I desperately do not want to drown in here. Getting back here would be a massive pain. So yeah, I do definitely... Oh, hi Warper. Let's go ahead and park inside, because, you know, don't need any Warpers coming up on me as I'm trying to leave. Yeah. It's just very, very cool. Like, so, like, because, you know, this is our first time really understanding or, like, getting any kind of, like, proper answer to these questions we've had for the most of the playthrough so far.
Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
Alright, let's give ourselves a self-scan.
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to data bank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection. Seek fluid intake.
So yeah, we see finally all those kind of green pustules that we've seen on all the other fish. We've finally gotten some ourselves. And here it looks like we have our answer for why the sea dragon attacked this facility. Its child was here. So it seems that the precursors were doing some kind of study with, you know, some of the Leviathans, and one of them got very angry that its child was taken. Let's see. Let me double check and make sure there's nothing back here. Yeah, I think it's just more warper parts. I want to look over those data entries real quick when we get back up to the sea moth, where I have plenty of time and no worry about accidentally suffocating. It is annoying that we don't have our purple tablet to get in here, but that's alright. We can come back here later and grab whatever is in there. Alright, let's see here. Enforcement platform schematic. Is this one of the ones we just got? This data set appears to be multi-dimensional schematic of some kind. By mapping the pattern to three-dimensional space, it is possible to gather basic understanding of this facility's internal workings. Oh, hi Warper. Two Warpers. Oh no, just one that is teleporting like 3 times in a row. Okay, let's look at the Kara contagion. This terminal contains extensive data regarding the bacterial contagion identified as Kara. Discovery, first encountered during routine network expansion on our world. Pandemic development network error resulted in routine quarantine procedure failure. Contagion was uploaded to and spread quickly through the core worlds. Confirmed deaths, 143 billion individuals. So, with this we learn a bit more about the precursors as well. They transmit disease indirectly. It's kind of like more like a computer virus to us, versus, a pandemic would be for us, where, you need some sort of physical...
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Alright. I don't really have any fluid intake. So we might want to hurry back to the surface. So I don't really have a good way of getting any water right now. That should be okay. But yeah, so one of the things I love about Subnautica is its way of giving you the answers to questions you have without necessarily telling you them directly. So from that data entry, we can tell that, the precursors were some sort of maybe a hive mind civilization that, you know, could potentially, like, you know, transmute this contagion without needing physical contact. And of course, we get confirmation of that in Below Zero, but it's very, very cool that that's kind of given to the player indirectly through this, you know, this data entry. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore the Ghost Leviathan. He's just chilling. As long as we keep on moving, we'll be fine. Alright, let's see if we can make our way out. I think I took a wrong turn and we are not going back the way we came in. So we'll see where we end up. Hopefully we get there before we die. And here, so this is another cool thing. So there are several entrances into the Lost River. This one here shows us a Reaper Leviathan. So, you know, that begs the question, what could have possibly done this to a Reaper? And if you're coming through this section of the world without, you know, encountering a Ghost Leviathan yet, that gives you, like, a real sense of, like, anxiety about, you know, this is the biggest creature we've seen so far, but what could do that to this creature that we've been so afraid of? And that kind of environmental storytelling is very cool with a, like, handcrafted world like Subnautica is, because, you know, a lot of survival games, like, you know, they swear by procedural generation, and while I do think there is space for that in the modern gaming industry, Alright, now it's the race to get back to the base. While I think there is room for that in the modern gaming industry, it's one of those things where you can do a lot more with a handcrafted world. So, like, I don't think Subnautica's world is by any means small, but because it is contained, the developers have more, you know, control and authority over how the player interacts with their world, which can be very, very cool. Alright, we're probably not going to make it back in time, which is annoying, but now it's just the question of how close can I get the sea moth before we die. Because then I'm going to have to, like, I hope it doesn't spawn me in the Cyclops. Well, if it spawns me in the Cyclops, that's fine, I guess. I just did not want the sea moth to be stuck, you know, 500 meters deep. Yep. Alright, where does it spawn us? Question of the day. Okay, it spawns us in the Cyclops. That's fine. Alright. So, we can go grab our sea moth. And then I would like to think we're going to try and take the Cyclops down with the prawn suit. We've got 900 meters on our Cyclops, so we should be able to get pretty far. I might want to craft a couple more things for the Cyclops, or maybe the next depth module for the prawn suit. I don't know. It is kind of wild, just like the sense of security you feel in the Cyclops versus the sea moth. The sea moth just, you know, it feels so much different to pilot because it is smaller. So like while it is more maneuverable, and I guess because it is so maneuverable, it feels like an extension of, just swimming, but with like a little bit more restriction. Oh, I did not realize we were that close to a wall. Oh boy, that came out of nowhere. I was like, I was just sitting here, I was like, alright, well, we're just gonna keep on going through the darkness, and then, boom, a wall right in front of us. That's wild. But yeah, like, with the Cyclops, you do have a bit more of that, like, since it is more bulky, it has that more, like, I am secure inside of this, feeling. Oh boy. That's also good information to know for the future, that if we die, in our Cyclops, we respawn in the Cyclops. That's very useful. Alright. It's weird, I can see the... What is hitting us? I could see the headlights for the sea moth if I had the headlights for the Cyclops on. But not if they were off, which is interesting. I wonder if that's like something to do with the rendering. What's down there? Just a school of fish. I wonder if that's something to do with the rendering of like the light particles. I don't know. Alright, let's park this in here. Alright, little detour, but that's fine, because we were gonna go and need to get the Cyclops anyway. Alright, now let's put it on full throttle.
Vessel counterfeit. Excessive noise.
Yeah. So, usually you don't want to go on full speed because, like it said, excessive noise. Like, any Leviathans in the area will hear you. And the engine overheats, which means that the Cyclops engine will catch fire. Thankfully, the game is kind to you. And gives you a fire extinguisher in the Cyclops. Because, oh man, imagine if they didn't give you a fire extinguisher, and that was your first time doing that. Like, oh boy, it does not take much to overheat your engine, I swear. All right, let's turn on the headlights so we don't have another moment where I just run into a solid rock wall. Oh boy. Alright, now we have to do the Herculean task of piloting the Cyclops through the safe shallows, which I think I've already hit a spot that's too shallow for it to go through. Alright, let's try and go around and get back to our base. Oh boy. Yeah. Boy. I do enjoy Subnautica, just like This is one thing I found between like streaming and playing the game casually. It is just a very relaxing game to play through, except for when it's not, of course. But like times like this where you're safe for the most part, it is very nice to just be able to just kind of sit back and enjoy the scenery. And that is something I think Subnautica is pretty good at, is telegraphing when you're in danger. Either through music or just through environmental atmosphere. You can usually tell like when you're in danger versus when you're safe. And of course the big moments of like, jump scares and so forth are when the game purposefully does not give you that information. So, a warper could sneak up on you, or, maybe some small little biter, as we saw at the start of this series, might come up and bite you when your guard's down and scare you. So I think Subnautica does a very good job of like, using the player's sense of comfort both as a way of I'm gonna turn the lights off, as a way of like promoting relaxing gameplay, but also taking advantage of that. Nope, not that. To give you those jump scares every now and then. Ah, come on. There we go. Alright, so let's make our to-do list. I want the reinforced diving suit. I want the... Ooh, I don't think we're going to be able to craft that because we need nickel ore, which is down in the Lost River. Let's see, we want the drill arm. And then, let's see here, I have the Mark 1. We need nickel ore for this as well, so that's going to be another thing where we need to go down to the Lost River again. Okay, that should be fine. Sonar upgrade, is there anything that... We might go ahead and get the shield generator, just so that we don't need to worry about anything coming and attacking us. Just because that's not really the point of this playthrough, but at the same time, we'll see. Alright, so let's make these two our primary goal at the moment. So we're going to need a lot of diamond for this. 6 diamond. Do I have 6 diamonds? Yes, exactly. Alright, now for the titanium and lithium. Nope. Got 1 lithium left, which is all we need. Good. And then I forget how to make... Let's see, is it... No, it's probably... Is it synthetic fibers is what we need? Yeah, synthetic fibers. So we need benzene and fiber mesh. And fiber mesh we make with 2 creepvine samples. Okay. Well, let's see here. Let me go ahead. Just gonna put that there because I like having... Alright. Get all this sorted so that I don't have to worry about my gauges. Alright. Then we also need titanium, which, I mean, yeah, of course, we always need titanium. So I'm gonna throw that on real quick, so that we can grab some metal salvage while we're here as well. We need at least 2, but if I see 3 just like in the general area, I'll probably grab them. Maybe. There we go. There's 1. Let's see how our storage space is looking. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and grab 2 creepvine samples. And then we have room for 1 more metal salvage, which I'll grab, and then we're all set. Alright, let's get all of this sorted. It is very nice having all of our vehicles. Like, that just kind of like sense of completion, I guess, from, you know, coming from, you know, building everything up basically from the ground is very fun. Alright, first up, our fiber mesh, and let's go ahead and get all of our titanium. Alright, there's enough titanium. Then we need benzene. I don't know if we actually have any. But that's fine. Let's see here. Okay, we do. We have blood oil, which is used to make benzene. I need 3 blood oil. Oh boy. Alright. That's fine. We'll put all of this stuff in here. Go ahead and empty out my inventory. I'll keep some water on me so we don't repeat last time's mistakes. And one thing that I realized between streams is that we actually have a blood kelp zone right next to us. So I think going down into the Lost River next, we'll probably go through this entrance. But yeah, I didn't realize we had... Oh, hi Warper. 2 Warpers. Nice. I didn't realize that we had blood kelp zones so close to our base. Alright. I don't want to sit in one place too long and give the Warpers easy access to attacking me. Like I said. So we're going to do our best to just kind of keep on moving. Alright. Hi Warper. Can I scan you? Will you let me scan you? Apparently this is the Warper deterrent. Just try and scan them. Is this one gonna let me? Hi Warper, let me scan you. There we go, thank you. Let's pull that up, and then we can read it once we're not under threat of said Warpers. Alright. Yeah, I am curious, like, because we scanned the Warper in the containment facility. I am curious how, like, the data entries for the Warper, like, out in the wild differs from the Warper in the, like, in the facility. Let's see here. Okay. Warper, an aggressive creature with the ability to teleport itself and others in space. No genetic crossover identified with indigenous life forms. Demonstrates no recognized self-defense behavior. Interesting. So it's basically saying that they are A, not from this planet, and B, that they are only known as predators. Like, the idea of being prey to them is just completely foreign. Head mechanisms located in the head region provide its warping ability, which it uses to stalk its targets. Torso appears to hunt other life forms, but no digestive organs have been identified. Internal structure considerably more complex than other known organisms, unable to distinguish whether organic or artificial in nature. Interesting. Okay, I want to see warper parts. The organic parts on display contain DNA from dozens of different organisms, largely originating off-world. They are in a varying states of augmentation with advanced technologies. This production line setup suggests that these self-warping constructs were built, maintained, and deployed by the aliens that designed this facility. Interesting. Okay, very cool. So yeah, we learn a bit more about the warpers. Let's see, let's get all this titanium, the diamond, and the lithium. I'm gonna go ahead and make some more benzene so that, you know, it's just not clogging up our inventory. Alright, then let's see here. We want to go equipment. There we go. Very nice. So let's go ahead and put this on. So yeah, this will help A, keep us just alive a bit longer. And then B, also helps with once we get into the lava zone, we won't, you know, it won't burn us. And honestly, I probably should have made that last stream when we were setting up the power, so that then I wouldn't have to, like, you know, tiptoe my way around everything down there, and, you know, we could just, you know, swim about at our leisure without worrying about the temperature. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. Lovely.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. Let's see here. Is there anything else that we want to craft before heading back down to the Lost River? I think that should be everything. Let's go ahead and unmark this stuff. Alright, where is... There it is. Alright. And let's grab some tablets as well. Let's grab our 2 tablets that we currently have. Put this stuff away. We can grab some food and some water too. Let's see here. Do we have any? Oh, alright. Flashing warning. We don't need that. Let's see here. Craft some water real quick. Am I crazy? No. Where's bleach? Oh, bleach is up here. How odd. I would expect bleach to be like in. Well, I guess it's advanced materials. I always think of this as like the chemical section, since it's got the polyaniline, the benzene, and the hydrochloric acid. But I guess not. Alright. So we've got our water. We've got some food. I'll go ahead and top off here. Alright, so we've got full meters, and we're ready to explore. We're not going to have a duplicate like last time, where we get down there, and then the game is saying, urgent, get water now. Alright, we need to take the sea moth out, and put the prawn suit in.
Captain, all systems online.
Thank you. Random voice. Oh, there we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
It is nice that they each have their own, like, AI voices to greet you upon entry. Alright, let's see here. It's nighttime. I take it back. Let's go ahead and just go to sleep so that I don't have to worry about trying to navigate the blood kelp zone at night. Because while the atmosphere is great, it makes it really hard to find the entrance to the Lost River. Oh boy. Oh. Alright. We need to get. I want to find, like, I think there are some posters, more posters, and some more, like, figurines and stuff that you can find in the Aurora. Might want to go out and get that to kind of spruce up our base a little bit. Alright, let's dock this. Honestly, this is one of my favorite features of the Cyclops, is the ability to transport other vehicles with you. Because, like, the prawn suit is cool, but its mobility leaves so much to be desired. So it is very nice that the game gives you this ability to, you know, transport it without necessarily needing to drive it anywhere that you want to take it. And I think that, honestly, that single decision saves the end game. Because, like, if you were in a scenario where you didn't have, or you were forced to take the prawn suit wherever you needed to get it, like, legitimately, I think that would... Oh, wrong button. I'm used to left click being the button to turn on the lights. But, like, I legitimately think that that decision alone could have killed Subnautica, and its, you know, its reputation all of these years later would be significantly different, just with the fact that you know, because when playing through Subnautica, like, getting to these later areas already takes a while in, like, you know, your more maneuverable vehicles. If you were to force players to, like, only use the prawn suit, like, I think it would be incredibly tedious, and, like, the game would not have, like, the, like, reputation and loving community that it otherwise does. Alright. Let's see if I can find this entrance. I swear the visibility is just so bad with the Cyclops. It's impossible to find where I'm looking. Let's try and go further this way. This looks promising. Yeah, this looks deeper. We are... What? Weird. Alright. Alright, come on, game, work with me. Alright, where is the Lost River? It's also, like, it is funny, like, you know, every now and then you hear people describe driving something, you know, incredibly bulky like this, like you're driving the bathtub. At least that's what it was growing up in my family. It's like my aunt had a huge pontoon boat, and it was always like, you're driving the bathtub. Just because of, like, how bulky and unwieldy it was to drive. Alright. And that's kind of how the Cyclops feels to me. So it's just so unwieldy to drive. Alright, I see the Lost River. That's fine, it's just a warper. Oh, interesting. A crab squid with the Kara. I don't think I've ever seen a crab squid with Kara. Also, fun fact with the crab squids, if you're just like not on the same plane as them, they only shoot their like little EMP horizontally. So an easy way of kind of, just avoiding them is just, to get on a different plane from them. But yeah, so here is another entrance into the Lost River. I wanted to use the other one at the start just because, it's a bit more cinematic and there are more like, ghost leviathans and so forth. But this one's just so much closer to our base, so we'll probably use it. And this is the exit I wanted to use when we were dehydrated, but I just got lost, so.
Terrain scans indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
Thank you. I think you already gave us that. But yeah, let's hop out real quick. Maybe not right here since the game is telling us that we're too close to something. Let's hop out real quick and explore this area. So we kind of passed through here. Well, actually, no, we haven't gone through this area at all. What's screaming at me? Oh. Apparently we were parked right over a brine pool. Let's get on out of there. So yeah, this is, if you've ever seen anything about Subnautica, I will say that, like, this is the famous gargantuan leviathan. We never see this in game, although I'm sure, like, if you're around YouTube and looking at Subnautica content, you'll have seen fan mods that bring the gargantuan leviathan back to life. There's also another shadow leviathan up there. Or ghost leviathan. Have I been calling them shadow leviathans or ghost leviathans? They're called ghost leviathans. Man, that would be embarrassing if I've been calling them shadow leviathans this whole time. But yeah, the gargantuan leviathan. I'm gonna pull that up and then retreat to safety away from the shadow ghost. Up. The ghosty is angry at us. Oh, hello. Go ahead and grab that ruby. Hi, ghosty. Okay, let's look through our gargantuan fossil. Let's see here. The fossilized remains of an extinct super predator, its sheer size would have prohibited it from entering such an enclosed space, suggesting the geography of the planet has shifted around it over time, a true apex predator. Dated at approximately 3 million years old, ribcage measurements suggest the creature was eel-like in structure. Calculations suggest that this is only the front third of the specimen. The remains now support a vibrant microcosm of life. It's also giving us a nice little protective cage from the ghost leviathan. How convenient. But yeah, like this kind of, again, this kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier. Like the intentional handcrafted world of Subnautica really just means that you can have set pieces like this that are so impressive because it isn't procedurally generated. Yeah. Nope, don't punch. Pick up. There you go. Where'd the Leviathan, the ghost Leviathan go? I don't know. Maybe he got tired of attacking into the ribcage and decided to go elsewhere. Alright. So here is one of the resources that we wanted coming down here is the sulfur. That and nickel are going to be our two big things. I'm going to go ahead. This is why I wanted the drill arm, because you can get these high concentrations of otherwise relatively rare and precious materials without having to go about and spend a bunch of time cracking open shelves and so forth, like little deposits. So yeah, that feels like enough lithium. Alright, let's try and find some nickel while we're down here. Uranium, interesting. I think we have enough uranium for the moment. I want nickel. Ooh, I will drill for some gold because last stream we used up so much gold trying to get those power extenders to work. And man, it was a pain trying to find more gold. Like, having the scanning room definitely helped, but oh boy, it was just a massive pain trying to get, everything that we needed. Having these large outcroppings where we can just, drill and get all of the resources we need is so nice, so convenient. Alright, inventory full. Oh, that's right, we're in the Brine River. Thank you. Alright. So yeah, brine hurts ya. Don't walk about in the brine. One thing that is nice is while you're drilling, it will automatically load the things that you've drilled into the prawn suit's inventory. Man, the ghost leviathan. Is that screaming the ghost leviathan or these little guys? Oh, it's the ghost leviathan. Man, you don't usually come over this far, do you? He was angry. Yeah, I was like, man, it is screaming a lot. Is it that close to us? The answer, yes, it is that close to us. I just couldn't see it. Alright, let's see if we can find some nickel. So that's what we need to get our next big depth module upgrades. So right now we don't have enough depth capacity to go to like the next major region. What are you? Are you nickel? Nickel, lovely. So yeah, hopefully with this, well, oh, only one. I'll go ahead and throw up the recipes. That's the word I'm looking for. Man, that took me a second. The recipes for the next upgrade for the depth modules for the Cyclops and the prawn suit, so that we can come down here once, get everything we need, and then just go back up to the surface and craft it all. Alright, lovely. Alright, let's see here. Prawn suit Mark 1, so we need that. Oh, that's why. So that shouldn't be too difficult to get. And then we need the Cyclops Mark 2. So they're basically the same recipe. Just one requires ruby, the other one doesn't. Okay, that shouldn't be bad. Let me check and see how much nickel we've got here in storage. Alright. 3, 6, 9, 11 nickel. So that requires 6. So that should be plenty. I'm going to go ahead and kind of look about for some more sulfur and a little bit more nickel, just so that, we're covered in case anything else needs sulfur and nickel and we don't have to come back down here. And then I think we'll go over, we can go, since we went through the trouble of grabbing our tablets, we can go check out the containment facility again, see what we missed there. Alright, is there anything in here? Doesn't look like it. No resource outcroppings. There we go. Don't punch, just pick up. Yeah. So let's see if we can't make the use of our time down here, because like it takes a second for us to haul the Cyclops and the prawn suit down here. So we want to make good use of our time when we do. Alright, here's our nickel deposit. So we'll get this until our inventory is full. Then I guess let's keep on using these or the prawn suit for a little while. I may end up regretting that when I'm like, trying to get back to the Cyclops. But like, for how unwieldy like the prawn suit is, for short distances it's still better than the Cyclops. The Cyclops is just kind of slow and bulky. The real problem with the prawn suit is getting it up and out of like places. And why the grappling arm is so important. I took it off briefly here so that we can just pick stuff up in the brine pool. I swear I hear there's Ghostly. Hi, Ghosty. It is wild just how big they are. But yeah, so moving about with the Cyclops, like the grappling arm is almost a necessity. Alright, so let's make our way on down. There's also a jump boost module that gives us a bit more of that purple bar in the bottom right that I might also pick up. I can't pick stuff up outside. Well, I guess we don't need the ruby. Like, we've got 2 ruby. That's all the ruby we need for our recipes. So let's just go with that. Alright. Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I think we're making pretty good progress so far. Alright, and there is our sea dragon friend from earlier. So yeah. Interesting. It's always nice when you see that in games, like, that kind of, like, that natural storytelling from, like, the AI, because like they didn't have to make it so where these guys interact with the jelly rays, but they did, which is just a nice touch. Just adds a little bit more authenticity to the world, a little bit more immersion. Because of course, like, they don't have to do any of that, but it makes the world feel a bit more alive. Is that titanium? Yeah, it is titanium. Oh, hi, Warper. Hi. Will you leave? Yeah, there you go. So, our reinforced diving suit already coming in handy. Because, the prawn suit is a bit more, slow and lethargic than the other vehicles, you are much more likely to, actually be hit by the warper's, warping. Because basically, if you don't know, the way that works is they send like a projectile out towards you. If it hits you, then they warp right next to you and attack you. So, I've not seen anybody get teleported out of a Cyclops. That would be interesting to see. And of course, as long as you're, moving about in a sea moth, you're pretty much fine. So, the only real time that you're like at risk of a warper is if you're standing still or if you're in a prawn suit.
Integrating new PDA data.
Interesting. We can read that once we get back. Well, we can go ahead and read it here. Alright, a catalog of information on the organisms previously contained within the alien facility. A number of entries have been translated. Small herbivore gamma, leviathan embryos, large carnivore theta, unidentified leviathan. This leviathan species has been assigned designator Sea Emperor. Bone samples from the Emperor specimens indicate some potential for Kara immunity. Single specimen captured for study at purpose built. Containment facility constructed in volcanic region at depth 1.4 kilometers. So, this is our first introduction to, who the Sea Emperor is and why they matter to us. Of course, this isn't necessarily our first interaction with them in totality, but it's like our first time hearing that name, the Sea Emperor. So, it is very cool. I love the data entries in Subnautica. They do such a good job of foreshadowing the story. Like, they give kind of credence to everything that you find in the world. Alright, let's get out of here and go craft our depth modules. It looks like I am a bit thirsty and hungry here, so let's go ahead and consume all those resources that we brought with us, so we don't have to worry about the game screaming at us that we're dying. Yeah. I do love the way that Subnautica's world is structured, because it really makes use of, like, not necessarily limited, but like, of course you can't have an infinitely wide map when developing a game. So it does make sense to explore other dimensions, Like, some of my favorite, like, exploration survival games kind of tap into that. The idea of, like, well, we can't go infinitely wide, so let's go down.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Alright. Let's go back to base.
Engine powering up.
Thank you. So this is something that I'll probably get later on when we go to some of the deeper areas, the creature decoys. They're very nice because basically you just... Alright. You press this button and it shoots off basically a missile that will distract whatever creature is attacking you. As I slowly turn around. Hi, Ghosty. Alright. Like I said, maneuvering the Cyclops is awkward. Alright. Let's get on out of here. then craft all of the upgrades we need. Yeah. I do love the Brine River. Like, the Lost River is just a very cool biome in general. But like in real life, I'm also very interested just in general with like little indicators showing our crab squid friend up there. With marine biology in the deep sea. It's part of why I love Subnautica so much. And you do see brine pools like this in the real world too. Alright. So it is very cool to see them represented here. Alright, we should just be able to go straight up from here, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it's like there's a trench here that leads all the way down into the Lost River. There's that chime again. I swear that chime is never a good thing. You hear that chime and your spine immediately just sends like a chill. It is nice to just kind of take a moment and take in the atmosphere. Here, one thing I want to show you guys real quick, now that we're a bit closer to our base. So the Cyclops has a horn, and let's see if I can get it. Okay, it doesn't seem like he wants to do it, but the reef leviathans will, or the reefbacks, will sometimes like give you a response to the Cyclops horn, which is very cool. Like they'll do one of their own calls in response, which is very, very fun. All right. Alright, let's get all of these upgrades made. Yeah, first get our sea moth out.
All systems online.
Very nice. Alright, let's first off empty our current inventory. Get all this gold. I'm gonna need to build some more storage here in a moment. We're not fully out yet, but we're pretty close to being out. Get all of our nickel ore. Alright. Well, let's see here. We've got a bit more storage in here. Not sure that's going to hold all of it. No, it won't. Oh, we still got this one. So yeah, we're pretty much out of storage at this point. We got a radio message. I didn't realize we did. Oh. Lovely. Doesn't seem like the warpers are terribly happy with us. Alright, let's scan for metal salvage, because we're going to need 20 titanium, which I don't think we have hardly any right now, if any at all. So that will be our first goal, is to get some more titanium. Alright. The everlong search for titanium. Oh boy. Alright, so we need 20 titanium, which means 5 metal salvage? Yes. It's embarrassing how long that took me to confirm. Come on. 3. There's a whole clump of them over here that we can go over and get. Then we should be good on metal salvage for the next little while. Oh yeah, tons of metal salvage over here. I guess it makes sense, like, we're at a wreck, so... But man, there's so much metal salvage. Inventory full. Yeah, let's just drink one of these so we can fit one more metal salvage. Bit of a waste, but that's fine. I'm not quite the type to optimize too heavily. Alright. Let's get started there. I'm gonna go turn off the scanner room real quick. Just because, like, it's kind of annoying having all these UI elements on screen at one time. Now I'm concerned. Well, I got a little bit of lithium from the from those deposits down there, so hopefully we'll have enough. We'll need 4 lithium, which we've been going through lithium pretty quickly, which is a little bit concerning. Yeah, sorry, I need to check on something real quick. It's alright. Alright, I made one more titanium ingot than we need, but that's alright. Let's see if I can find that lithium. There's 1 lithium. Alright, there we go. Plenty of lithium. So here we need ruby. We need to go get the Cyclops. The Cyclops depth module Mark 1. We need a bunch of. We need 1 more nickel. Alright, that should be everything. Lovely. the Mark 1 for the prawn suit. We can go ahead and install that. Lovely. Let me check real quick while I'm here and thinking about it. Okay, wait, that was the wrong ones on Mark. Cyclops Mark II. That's what we still want. For the jets upgrade. Okay, we should have enough for that. So let's go ahead and grab that too while we're here.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Alright. Let's see here. Get our depth module. I don't think we craft it here, but yeah. Just wanted to double check. Better to check now and be wrong than to go all the way back to our modification station and realize that we needed to be in the Cyclops. Alright, come on. Work with me, game. It is interesting just how much momentum you have coming out of the water. I think I'm going to sleep real quick just so that it's not nighttime. Just makes my life a bit easier. Alright. Let's see, right, modification station. Cyclops depth module Mark II. Alright. Alright, and then I think we should have picked up 3 sulfur. At least I hope we did. That'd be annoying if we only had 2 sulfur. There's 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Get that. Then we need a little bit more titanium. It's coming back to bite me that I made this 3rd titanium ingot. We're gonna need to go get more titanium. Of course we are. Always more titanium. Alright, and then 2 nickel. Yeah, I do want to take the time to get that now, just because it makes traversing in the prawn suit significantly easier. Alright, let's just go over to that wreck. No need to scan for it. There was so much metal salvage over here. So yeah, we should just be able to grab what we need and go. No problem. Alright. Yeah, so much metal salvage. You can just pop in, grab what we need. Alright. Anything else? I still do want to, like, it's like this, a wreck this big has to have an entrance, right? Like, at this point I'm developing like a rivalry with this with this wreck, just because like it stumped me so hard in like the first couple of streams, trying to figure out where the entrance for it was. Like, there's gotta be one somewhere, right? I cannot believe it. I am so frustrated. Oh, it's right here. Cool. Yep. Love that. I'm sure people are like, oh man, it's right there. How can you not see it? Okay, so we got some information on Marguerite there. I'm so frustrated. Like, look at all these laser cutter fragments. Like, we were struggling for that so much at the start of the playthrough, and they were all right here. I spent probably like 15 minutes looking for an entrance to this wreck. Oh, that is so frustrating. Oh, little poster. Well, I suppose we'll just mark that as me finally beating my rival and coming to terms. Oh, that's so frustrating. It was right there the whole time, and it would have helped us so much if we found it earlier in the game.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, let's look at this data entry on Marguerite. Auxiliary Search and Rescue Mission, Marguerite Maya. Position, freelance security personnel. Age at time of disappearance, 42. Interesting. So yeah, this gives us a little bit more information on Marguerite. And we know that the Aurora was sent here on a pseudo rescue mission for let's see here. We don't want that. We want this for the Degassi crew. So it is interesting to see, like, you know, that, you know, in the Aurora crashes that there was people did have information on them. Since they were going to be actively looking for them. Alright, let's put away all of this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep that. Is there any... No. There's some salt here. Oh, sorry for the flashing lights. We can go ahead and take the water. Get some food. And then we can dive deeper down. Alright, let's see. We want to add this. Alright, let's see. What does our jetpack... Oh, yeah. Like, that's just so much nicer. Like, that's... Wow, you can go a fair way out of the water. But yeah, that's just so much nicer and will help us when we're, like, navigating with our prawn suits so much. Alright, let's get this in. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Alright. And then there we go. So we now have a crush depth of 1,300 meters. Very nice. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go on back down. See if we can go down a bit deeper. We do need to watch our battery. That's one thing we definitely need to watch out for. Because if we run out of charge down there at, you know, the depths of wherever, it's definitely going to be significantly more difficult. Alright. When we came back, we came over this ridge. I'm gonna see if we can try and, like, find the blood kelp zone entrance down there. So that I don't have to, like, try and navigate through the blood kelp zone. So let's see if I can find that. Switch to this camera. So if we can avoid, like, me getting super lost in the blood kelp zone, we can just go straight down into the Lost River. This looks correct. Also, there are some, looks like copper, titanium outcroppings here. Definitely want to look into coming back and harvesting some of those if we have space in our inventory. Yeah, so hopefully we'll just be able to go straight down. Oh. And we're immediately met with a roadblock. Alright, that's fine. Okay, let's see here. Can I navigate the Cyclops through the blood kelp zone? It's always such a pain. Alright, that area over there looks promising. Let's check over here. See if... The game just played the powering off sound. Like, if your personal items run out of battery. I was like, what? No, don't run out of battery right now. Alright, this looks promising. The thing with driving the Cyclops is you just have to, like... Alright, I'm starting to see that green tent, so that's good. You just have to learn to ignore when... Hey, hi Warper. It gives you those, like, light thumping sounds where it's just like, yeah, you're probably, like, scraping up your paint job, but, like, does the paint job really matter in the grand scheme of things? Alright, let's see here. Where is our entrance? I see our creature marker here, which means we should see our crab squid friend. So this is right next to us. I don't see him. There he is. The first time I played through Subnautica, I got really scared. Oh, hello. Hi, Grungy Boat. Welcome back to stream. I think I've seen you in previous streams. But yeah, when I was first playing through Subnautica, I got really scared of the crab squids because I didn't realize that their EMP blast was a, like, one time, or like, they just shut you down to 0 and then it came back up over, like, after a bit of time. I thought they just completely drained your battery. And it scared me so bad because I think I was probably in the Lost River. And it just freaked me out, so I was like, what? No, how am I going to get my battery back all the way down here? It's just like fun little memories like that is like make me really love Subnautica because, you know, that kind of not knowing for sure how something will work. Oh boy. But yeah, we can head a bit deeper. I swear this is something I've always found, like, I want to know how the collision works with the Cyclops, because I swear, like, you hear those thumping sounds like you're crashing into something all the time, and, like, I want to know what triggers that in the code and, like, for what degree. Like, if a peeper hits your Cyclops, does it trigger that, like, thumping sound? Because, like, theoretically, you know, if a small little fish hit your your massive submarine, I don't think it would be causing these massive banging sounds like that. Like, what did I hit? But yeah, so this is another one of these set pieces in Subnautica that is so cool. Like, we're gonna get out here real quick and, like, just take it all in outside of the Cyclops. Because, like, set pieces like this are just very cinematic. And one of the reasons why I love Subnautica's world so much. Let's see if we can get up here and scan this. Giant Cove Tree. I thought it had a different name, but... so yeah, this is where ghost leviathans are born. They hatch here, and the ghost leviathan that we've been kind of seeing up there and hanging out with is actually a juvenile, which is wild to think about. Like, that's already so big, and that's the baby. And it is just fun from like a you know, a story standpoint, because that's something Subnautica does super well, is it introduces things and then gives you more context with them later on. Like, when we're first introduced to the ghost Leviathan, we're shown a Reaper skeleton, and we have to ask the question, what could do this to a Reaper? And then we find out it's the ghost Leviathan. Then later on, we find out that the ghost Leviathan that we've been dealing with, and this terrifying thing, is only a baby. And then that begs the question: it's like, oh, will we ever see an adult ghost Leviathan? And we might in this playthrough. I'll probably go and see one at some point, but probably not for a couple of streams. That'll probably be something we do after we like probably one of the last things we do in the game. So yeah, we get to delve down deeper into this area. It's just very, very cool. Oh, there we go. Okay, so see, because like when we hit those guys, it didn't trigger that banging sound. So like, are we actually hitting something like, I don't know. Because like, it doesn't affect our health. Our health is still at full. But yeah, we're about to enter into the... Alright. See, I feel like this is going to be another one of those situations where I'm driving about and then we're immediately hitting a wall that I just couldn't see. There, come on. But yeah, we're about to be in the final major biome in Subnautica. Hopefully, if I can navigate this this cavern. But yeah, we are about to be in. Well, I guess so. There are technically two more biomes. There is the. I guess the dormant lava zone and the active lava zone, I think is what they're called. Let's see here. I remember this area being brighter. I guess not. But yeah, this is the dormant lava zone. Okay, yeah. We get to see a little bit of activity. And kind of going through here, we will eventually find our last Leviathan. Oh, hello, Crucial Flow Research. Thank you for stopping by the stream. But yeah, real quick while we're here, let's hop into our prawn suits. And explore about a little bit, because there are some crucial resources in this area that we definitely want to go ahead and grab now. So like I said before, we want every trip to we don't want to have to make multiple trips down here because it takes a fair amount of time. So let's make sure we come and get everything we need. And that is one part of Subnautica that alright, what's biting me? Alright, go away. That's one part of Subnautica that kind of annoys me with the later game, is, that need to kind of go back to places. Because, it takes a while to get to some of these later places. But, if it's your first time playing the game, you're almost certainly not going to have everything that you could possibly need in these lower depths. I know that we need this kyanite to get our next depth module. But if it's your first time playing, oh, man, this guy really does not want to leave me alone. You would have no idea. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't. We don't. Right here at the start, we don't quite see any leviathans yet, but the PDA does typically give you a pretty good heads up when you're going to encounter one pretty soon. Alright, let's see if we can find any more kyanite before we head back. Might grab some of this nickel as well. Oh, this is silver. Okay, we don't need silver at the moment. Yeah, let's explore around this area for a little bit, and then head back up, and we'll probably end stream there. Then next stream probably come down to the active lava zone and finish everything off. But yeah, I don't know. There is something to say about the crafting mechanics and the depth mechanics at this level of the game, where it's like having to make these trips back and forth from your main base to these deeper areas. I don't know. I don't really have like a good solution to that. Like, it's an interesting topic. Alright, we are out of storage. Let's go ahead and finish carving this, and then thanks to our reinforced diving suit, we can swim down here without taking damage, which is very, very nice. Trying to manage your health down here if you don't have the reinforced diving suit can be a major pain. Alright, let's go ahead and head back. So at this point we've kind of reached the limit of what our depth modules will allow. Can I scooch back in? There we go. Yeah, so in my personal playthrough I have built outpost bases, which, that begs the question of is it going to be faster to make those separate trips, or is it going to be faster to haul all of the resources down, to make an outpost base? Because I think for when you're first starting out, first playing through Subnautica, I think building an outpost base is definitely a good idea, because you don't necessarily know what you're gonna need, so making that trip have less distance definitely has merit. And then it just becomes the cost analysis later on when you know a bit more about the game, of saying okay, do I really want to take all the time it takes to get all of these resources down here, versus just making each trip count a little bit more. And I think both are valid ways of playing through the game. It is just interesting. And I don't it's one of those things, from a developer standpoint, I don't really know if there's a good or clear solution to kind of help ease that growing pain. Alright. Got a lot of stuff right here, and it's difficult to get the Cyclops through. Alright. But yeah, because that's always the question that I ask as a developer, is alright, I see this sticking point in a game. Is there anything that you could do retrospectively? Because that's what we're here to do, right? Is to learn about making games. So we see this problem Subnautica has. This travel distance problem is kind of annoying. And you'd see with, it's not a personal it's kind of a personal playthrough. I am doing it's a personal playthrough in the fact that I'm here and playing through it, But like, I'm also playing in a way that I think will be more entertaining and like more informative from a development standpoint. And I'm also trying to take a bit less time with it, because of course, like, you know, I've got a schedule for all of my streams and so forth. So like, these are some of the things that I have to keep in mind. And of course, like, those, again, like, that's kind of the thing with like games, is you have that kind of vast audience. So, you know, everybody's needs are going to be different when playing through a game. Yeah, just kind of like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with Subnautica for this. It's just like, you know, looking through and seeing how Subnautica does things and asking the question of like, all right, if I were, you know, in the position of Unknown Worlds, and I'm making Subnautica 2, which, you know, is a very real question that we're having, you know, now with Subnautica 2 on the horizon. What sort of development changes could I make to ease that problem? Like, I don't think that you could ever really get rid of it, but like, and again, I'm not saying that this is a good solution, but like maybe adding fast travel. Like, there is already fast travel to some extent in the game with the precursor portals. But like, the precursor portals are kind of, they're in relatively awkward positions, and like, they help out so much at the very end of the game, and we'll definitely talk about that more when we get to the Sea Emperor. And I think that's something where, like, and again, like, exactly like that, like, Subnautica recognizes that making these trips is a hassle. So like, for the last challenge of the game, they go, okay, we recognize that you don't want to, you know, take the time to go out, and here, let's pop off real quick. Go out and make this trip multiple times to get all of these resources from different biomes in the world. But then they also say, all right, but we want to have this kind of like climactic moment where you're having to go out and collect all these different things from different parts of the biome. And they ask the question, and are like, all right, so we have this fundamental problem that it takes a while, and the players don't want to, you know, necessarily take all the time to go to these different biomes once they make it all the way down here. So what do we do about that? We add these teleporting gates through each of, like, to each of the main biomes. And I think that this, all right, we get stuck on a rock. I think that this is a pretty good solution to the problem, at least for this final scenario, because they still get to have their, you know, big climactic, you're going around to each of the major biomes and collecting samples in order to you know, solve this last problem, but they're not running into the gameplay and mechanical issue of it's going to take a long time to go through and actually collect all of those resources. And I think, like, you know, I think having that progression at different steps along the way as well could definitely help. Because, like, you know, like you said earlier, with the outpost base, it would be significantly easier to establish an outpost base if, like, say for instance, at every precursor milestone, they had teleporter gates. So, like, you know, you get down to the containment facility or the research facility, and there are teleporter gates there, and you have some sort of like central hub on the surface that you could build your main base close to. I think that could really help out a lot, because, you know, like, it doesn't help if like, if you get into a situation where, you know, you have to have you know, already have played the game to like make use of these solutions to problems, then like they're not necessarily going to help too much, because you know the majority of players aren't going to play through your game more than once. That's just like, even just looking at like Steam achievements, like for a lot of games you get, like if you look through all of the achievements, like you'll see that most of the achievements like that they just give you for like completing the game, like sometimes will have like 30 or 40% of players achieve them. So like the idea that you would have multiple it would be expected for players to have multiple playthroughs, it's just not terribly realistic in the modern gaming landscape, because I feel like right now most people want just a concise playthrough that gives them an enjoyable experience, that they don't necessarily need to like, you know, look at a wiki in order to experience the game without having these hiccups. Yeah, I think with that, we can go ahead and leave it off there for today. Yeah, I think we've made a fair amount of progress. And then next time we will go down and get into the active lava zone, and hopefully probably finish off the game in the next couple of streams. Alright, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope that you'll come